In the vast, largely explored and depth of the ocean lies some mysteries that are more plunging than the ocean itself. Covering over 70% of the crust, the deep sea holds some unexplainable yet surprising mysteries that continue to generate speculations, but their exact details remain shrouded in the riddles. Let's dive into the most mysteries of the deep ocean and the peculiar details that it holds. Number 1. The Bloop. Over 3,000 miles apart, a shrill yet low-frequency sound was detected through underwater microphones in the year 1997. It was further explained that the sound was claiming that any other sea creature, adding to the speculation of its wildness. Was it a marine species that is yet to be discovered and is far from the understanding of the human mind, or a cluster of sea creatures? Some people depicted that this might be the sound of ice breaking in Antarctica, but despite these depictions, the details are still unknown, and many speculations have been carried out in this regard. Number 2. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. In 2011, at the bottom of the Baltic Sea, an exceptional object was unveiled having the shape of a disc, with small stair steps leading up to it. This peculiar object has sparked many controversies about its origin. Some people suggest that it might be a data collecting object, while others refer to it as an undiscovered object of the sea. Numerous investigations were carried out stating that this might be an ancient spacecraft, but the true anomaly remains muddled in the mystery of the deep sea. Number 3. The case of the Crystal Jellyfish. Hidden in the vastness of the sea lies a creature that can presumably be used to achieve one's goal of getting to live forever. The Turritopsis dohrnii, or the immortal jellyfish, has a rather extraordinary power. The jellyfish is capable of reversing the process of aging. As if survival was not enough, this jellyfish is one of the very few species that can transform back into the newborn stage whenever they're faced with harsh conditions or when they get injured, or perhaps go through the normal aging process. Transdifferentiation is currently regarded as the ability for the said jellyfish to not die at all, and this process entails the process of changing from one cell type to another instead of reverting to its original form. But let me ask the following question. First, how does this process happen? Could it even be done in other species? And what possibilities are even there lying in this for understanding of aging and longevity in people? Amazingly, there is still so much more to learn about this creature. But the fact that something exists in this world of ours, or another planet has somehow discovered a way how to evade the inevitable death, is quite a both thrilling and disturbing thought. Number 4. Bermuda Triangle. It is a stretch of water in the North Atlantic, triangular and measuring 900,000 square area that links Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, and is fabled for its mysteries of ships and aircrafts vanishing. Since the mid of the 20th century, such as stories of ships as they were disappearing at sea within this region, they have fascinated many. Some of the theories in existence that seek to explain these disappearances include occurrences such as methane hydrate eruptions, violent weather, or some form of magnetic mayhem that affects the current compass machines, abductions by extraterrestrials, and even hidden underwater cities. As much as many investigations and research have been made to try and establish the cause of the disappearances, no theory has given an account for all of them, making the Bermuda Triangle one of the mysteries of the ocean. Number 5. Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench is the deepest part of the oceans, with its deepest spot known as Challenger Deep. This part of the trench goes down about 36,070 feet, which is over 10,000 meters. It's a very deep and mysterious place. Since it's so hard to reach, it's one of the least explored and understood places on Earth. Even though it's incredibly dark and the pressure is extremely high, the trench is home to some amazing and strange creatures. These creatures can live in these tough conditions, making the trench a fascinating place for scientists to study. Number 6. The Missing Submarine. USS Scorpion. During the height of the Cold War in 1968, the USS Scorpion, a US Navy nuclear-powered submarine, disappeared while en route to Norfolk, Virginia, from its patrol duty in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. All the people on board the submarine, including the 99 officers and men, were never heard of again. 5 months later, the wreckage of the flight was found at the bottom of the sea some 400 miles southwest of the Azores at 10,000 feet deep. To this day, knowing the truth about what caused the sinking of the submarine remains a mystery even after conducting thorough research. Some theories may have indicated it was because of some sort of failure, a torpedo mishap, or it could have been even sabotage during the Cold War era. However, the simple questions have never been answered in the letter. It was subsumed as one of the US Navy's most enduring mysteries, the disappearance of the USS Scorpion. There's still something rather mysterious about a total lack of word from the crew, and the fact that the ship sank in the middle of an otherwise normal exercise. Number 7. Milky Sea. Sailors have been coming across large areas of sea that emit a ghostly white light called Milky Seas for centuries, and while normal bioluminescence lasts for a short time and is localized, the phenomenon can last for days and cover thousands of square kilometers. Here in the globe, one such Milky Sea was identified by the satellite image of the coast of Somalia, which was larger than the state of Connecticut. It is said that due to the presence of bioluminescent bacteria, the light generated is switched on and off in harmony with the others. But then, how do these bacteria share their practices, or better still, work as a team on this kind of a large scale? Why do they produce that rather spooky light in the first place? However, the phenomenon of the Milky Sea can still be considered one of the most mysterious and poorly instigated phenomenon of the ocean, even despite the constant improvement of satellite technology and the progress in oceanography. Number 8. The ocean's missing oxygen. OMZ is an area in the ocean that is characterized by low levels of dissolved oxygen, making it impossible for most marine forms to survive. They're found in some geographical regions of the world's ocean and basin, whose extent and intensity have been rising, which worries experts. The latest point indicates that the factors that govern the expansion of OMZs are not clearly understood at present. Current nutrients and circulation also appear to be involved, but the current understanding of the relations between them is unclear. Consequences of increasing the OMZs are rather critical, as these areas may become oceanic dead zones and negatively affect fish living in the ocean. However, the phenomenon is still not fully understood. Number 9. The Gulf of Mexico's Green Pools. The Gulf of Mexico covers structures referred to as green pools, which are water bodies that are still and resemble sea-like surfaces. This pool is formed due to the high concentration of salts, making the water to become more concentrated and thus does not mix well with the surrounding seawater. Usually these pools brim with life on their periphery, like mussels, crabs, and fish are seen to hand over these difficult conditions. In his book, Wonders of the World, H.G. Porter discusses how the green pools themselves are completely natural phenomenon. However, the chemistry generates confusion. The pools are saturated with the methane and hydrogen sulfide that would be fatal for most of the known microorganisms. However, there are some forms of life that not only can endure but can flourish in these harsh environments, and thus people have questioned the possibility of life in extreme conditions on the other planets in the universe. Number 10. The Great Ocean Conveyor Belt. The Great Ocean Conveyor Belt, also referred to as a thermohaline circulation, is a cycle of large-scale ocean currents made of the depth of the deep ocean water, and is set in motion by temperature and salinity differences. This system has the responsibility of controlling the climate on the Earth through the transport of heat around the planet. But much about this huge and strong irradiated belt remains practically revealed. Perhaps the most puzzling area is how climate change might alter the system on which it is based. In another model, it is believed that with the increase in temperatures as well as melting of the ice, there could be a disturbance of the ideal condition as far as temperature and salinity are concerned, and hence a slowdown or complete rest of the circulation in a is possible that such a disruption could have immensely disastrous effects on climate all over the world, and yet researchers continue to discover more about the fragility of this root structure. There they are, some of the most captivating mysteries of the ocean, here on this popular list. That's all for this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and in the comments below, tell us which of the mysteries here fascinated you the most. Thank you for visiting my channel, and don't forget that there is always something new to learn.